Hello out there, Internet. It's me, Joe. It's been a hot minute since I've made a video. I haven't made one since summertime. It's been a busy time, but let's go ahead and we're going to make some holiday art today. So, what I got here is just a cheap Christmas tree from Christmas Tree Wooden decoration from the dollar store. Picked up a bunch of those. I'm going to do a couple of them here today. So right now what I'm doing is going to take some little shot glasses and just kind of placing those around on here. I got a couple bigger ones I'm going to throw on here too. Slightly larger. And there, we'll do one up here. And then, whenever you get a cap, if you can't get it to, stop clogging, what you do, you can use it as a little teeny tiny circle, right? So we're going to put one there. We might only do one or two of those. So we got that one there. Take that there. And yeah, I think that ought to do. Maybe we'll switch those up a little bit to balance it a little better. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way. I think I like that a little bit better. Like that. So I want them all to be on my my tree here. So let's do it that way, like that. Pop this one. I did one of these earlier off camera just to see if I could do it in a way I like, and I definitely did. So now I just got to figure out the best way to organize this up. So this one I'm not doing a voiceover. I will do some voiceover, as I'm probably saying right now. That way I can continue doing the time lapse, so it doesn't take so long to get a video watched. So I think that'll do right there like that. I think that's probably random enough. Your Christmas tree is never going to be symmetrical, so I'm just going to take a random color I got. I grabbed orange, just a orange. I'm just going to kind of outline it there a little bit, just like that. So now I have a rough placement of where all my planets are going to be. Just spread those out like that. There we go. So I'm going to use some, let's see, just going to pull them all out here. Got some metallic paints. I got some red, I got a pink, I got a blue one in here somewhere too. So I'm kind of in winter mode. So a lot of my paints are spread out because this room isn't heated. I've got a little space heater behind me just to kind of get the chill out of here. But I leave the paints inside. I've got my paint rack on the right, to the right of the screen here, which is where I grab everything from. And I'm gonna also grab, where is it? I'll use a couple of these, yeah. So I'm gonna be using, some silver and some gold. We're gonna use a bit of red, just a nice red color. I think we'll use at least a little bit of the yellow. I think that's a pretty good color to go on a tree. And maybe got some color shift. This is like a rainbow shimmer color shift, so we're going to use a little bit of that too. We're also going to be using some glitter paints. So we're going to go ahead. The big ones, I'm going to go with this shimmer metallic. So we give this a good shake. Make sure it's coming out okay. And so we got a big one right here. There's going to be a shimmer right there. And then we're going to grab the pink one. I'm just going to make sure this is good to go. Give it a good little shake. There it is. We'll go with the pink one right up in here, like that. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to use that purple one. So just a nice purpley, shimmery color. We're going to hit that one right there. I'll probably have to go over, oh, there goes that cap. Let's see if we can clean it out a little bit and make it work. No. The good news is they use the same size cap, so let's see if, yeah, it's just the cap got clogged, so let's put a little bit on there, just like that. I'm going to put a little bit more on that pink one, because it's already absorbing into the wood. We'll grab the blue one more time, just to fill in the little gaps that formed here. Overspray isn't a problem because it's going to be covered up with a dark green color. So the next color I'm going to use a red. This is just a plain red. It's a nice bright red too. Hit that one there. I'm going to use this yellow. Uh-oh. There we go. The yellow up here, like that. I'm going to use a gold. I'm going to just do a little guy with the gold. And we're going to do a little bit with the silver. Just like that. And then we'll end with, I think I'll do a blue. I was going to use orange. I think I'll use a blue. I think a blue will be a nice color for this. So we'll go ahead. Oh, we already have a blue. Let's do, how about, so many options. You know what the heck? We'll go ahead with that orange. All right. So we're going to let this dry a little bit before I put my shadow in there. So let me just move this aside. And what I'm going to do the next one a little bit different. I've got a bunch of these. So this one, instead of putting my placements out first, I'm just going to put some paint on here. Do a little there. I'll do a little bit of gold up here. Let's go ahead with some kind of neon green on this one. I don't know, that right there. Let me go over here a little bit. This one's a little spray, little misty, so gotta be careful of that. We've got this nice sort of pink color here. I can't remember what they call this color. Unfortunately, they put the colors on the caps on this brand, so it's not actually printed on the can. Oh, wait, this one is. It's printed on the back. This is guava. So go ahead. Well, I guess that might be a big one. I'm going to go in there with a little bit of red, too. Just hit the red right there. Just like that. That can be a little tiny guy. Go a little yellow in here. Do yellow down here this time. And grab a couple of our color shifts. We'll go with some blue. And go with that pink, too. We already got some pink, but that's okay. We're going to go with a little bit of... What I'm going to do, see, it's trying to pull away, and my table is actually tilted toward me a little bit. So just to be safe, we're going to take a cap. We're just going to kind of level this out a little. We'll do a couple of those caps just to stop it from falling back at us here. And we'll grab our purple color shift here. We're going to put that right here. Okay, we'll go ahead, we'll put this aside now. So I think this will probably be good enough to go ahead and do our shadows. But first, I'm going to grab that rainbow color shift and use this on the ones that don't have any metallic in them. So the gold is counted as metallic and silver. So this red and this orange and this yellow, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to hit that with a little bit of this color shift. Now, it might not be super picked up on camera here, but it makes the color pop. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our cheap black. This is just store brand. This particular one comes from one of the big hardware stores, big chains. So we're just going to, just a little bit of shadow on these. Don't have to go too crazy. Just like that. Just a little blast of it. Just a little tiny bit. There we go. That's all you need. You don't have to go too much more than that. These are very small. As you can see, there's the size of my hand. I do have a pretty good sized hand, but, you know, they're tiny. So don't go too crazy on those. Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab that other one that we just did kind of random. Just like this. We're going to grab our black again. Wherever I put it down, there it is. We're just going to do it one at a time. Just a little bit there. Do a little bit there. Right there. And then there, and there, and there, and there. So we're going to let this one dry up a little bit. Let's see if we can get a little more there. There we go. We'll let this one dry. And then we're going to grab the other kinds I have. Now, I did another one of, I have some snowflakes that I'm going to do. I won't do these ones on camera, I don't think. Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll film it. So, what I am going to do, though, is I have some big old ornaments right here. These guys right here. So I'm going to go ahead and this one, instead of planets all over it, I think, maybe I will do planets on it. I don't have a plan for them, in short, and that's okay. When you're doing artwork, you don't need a plan. It's nice to have a plan sometimes, but it's not necessary. So we're going to do a planet there. We're going to do a smaller planet over here. And then maybe, actually, we'll do this one here. We'll do one of these. There. We'll do that layout. I like that. So what we'll do is we'll grab, I'm going to use that orange again just to get us our outline of where everything is going to live. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pop these off. Just like that. So, with that big one, we're going to make the background this. This isn't going to be black like we normally would do, or dark navy. It's going to be a bright color. I'm thinking maybe a red. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do lighter colored planets on this, right? I've got this very fine colored, I think this is like a lavender color. This one actually doesn't have it on the bottom of the can, but it's a nice purpley color. What we're going to do is we're just going to go in here on this one here. Right, like that. And then I also have some plain purple. It's just a really nice dark, they call this one eggplant purple. So I'll make sure this is spraying. So this is a wide spray nozzle. I ended up, thankfully, the craft store I get these at, they actually have nozzle kits you can buy. Let's see, do I have an unopened one? Yeah, I have an unopened one. It's just these right here. Got 6 different types. They're only a few bucks for a whole bunch of them. And, it comes with the, ultra wide chisel, which is, it's sort of, but it works great because it's extra nozzles. But it's super handy with this to be able to buy those caps. So right on top of that lavender color, we're going to go with our darker purple, just like that. Then we're going to grab a bag. I'm going to use a grocery bag for this one. And we're just going to remove a layer of paint. Right? We're just going to go in there and just pop it off. It gives us a neat little texture there. We're just kind of just dab it a little bit, kind of get the colors to mix a little bit while we do that. We got a nice textured planet right there. The next one, we're going to keep them cool colors because we're going to do a hot colored or a warm colored background. So we'll keep these cool colors. What we'll do next is I'm going to use this kind of baby light blue. Well, maybe I won't because the cap is frozen. There we go. Frozen as in dried. So this is light blue. So we go right here with our light blue right there. Okay. So a light blue, and on top of that, we're going to go with this sort of sea glass color. It's like a nice tealish color. Make sure it's spraying. Just right on that, we're going to go with that teal. And with that, we're going to grab just a piece of scrap sponge I got floating around. We're just going to kind of dab in there to texture it. And kind of give it a little bit of twisting motion as I go. It's almost like a little gaseous planet here. And there we go. Get those colors mixed in a little bit. What I might still do is I'll grab a little piece of newspaper on that one. That's a big piece of newspaper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split that right down the middle. And we'll split this one again. There we go. And we're just going to use this to dab right in there. So what happened is the paint, it actually absorbed it already. So we're going to grab a can of our clear. See if I can remember where I put them. They're everywhere here. There we go. Just going to clear on that. So if you ever have your paint set up too fast, and you just grab a can of clear coat, whatever varnish you have, just to liven it back up. As you can see, that blue is starting to come back through. Creates a nice little color on there. And then the last one, we're going to go with a green. So we'll go with just this nice hunter style green. Looks like something just came out with that. Let's clean that off. Okay, and on top of that, we're just going to go with white. We'll keep it simple on that one. So, speaking of caps, this one just clogged, so we're going to go ahead and grab another cap from that kit we just had in our hand. So this is one of the wide ones. So as you can see, it's really wide when I go in there. Of course, I hit the wrong one, but that's okay. It's okay if you hit the wrong one. Never worry about that. So we're going to actually go back into that bag that we used just a little while ago, just to remove some of that. Just give it a nice little twist, just like that. I actually kind of like that that happens. Sometimes, as Bob Ross used to say, there's no mistakes, just happy accidents. And that's what that one was, is a happy accident. So we're going to go in there. I'm just going to put a couple swipes in here, which gives us some texture. So that paint was still a little soupy, but that's okay. I'll just give another dab, and that'll do right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one aside. We're going to check some of these other ones I got behind me. Pretty dry. Okay, these are not ready. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on some Christmas cards. Well, I got you here with me. I've got so many of these 5x7s. I'm going to make up a bunch of them. Alright, so what I'm unpacking right here, these are 5x7s. They make really good sized Christmas cards. They will fit in most Christmas card envelopes. So yeah, looking forward to doing the craft fair coming up. That is this Saturday. As I film this, that's actually tomorrow. I'm not sure if these will be ready for the craft fair, but we're going to try. So we're going to keep these really simple. And what I'll do is I'm going to just use, a paint cap for a planet. See, that one was wet. That's okay. So we'll go ahead like that. Let me grab a couple more. I got them right underneath my table here. Go like that, like that. We'll grab that orange just to get it all squared away, like that. So we want these planets to be really bright, okay? We want them to be bright. It's the holidays. Brightness is what we need. So red and green and blues and yellows are very Christmassy and holiday themed. So we're going to go ahead. I'm not sure what colors I want to use yet. I think last year's cards, we ended up doing just a red and green, keep it nice and simple. This year, I'm going to go a little different. We're going to go with a little bit of pink. This guava color. Then on top of that, I'm going to go, I have this very light blue. This is called Atmosphere. And we're going to go ahead and just, ooh. It's a good idea to always make sure you do a spray test before you go, but that's okay. And then we're going to go ahead in with some newspaper. I don't know how this is going to work. You're going to find out with me. So we're going to go ahead and just give it a couple swipes. Yeah, I can get behind that. This one another couple swipes. I'll do this one, just a few swipes there. So this paint is a little wet again. If you give your paint a little bit of time to dry when it's cold out, you'll be able to help with some of that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to give that a little bit more of the blue on top. We'll just back up the paint because it's pooling a little bit. That's just something you got to be aware of when you're painting, is sometimes your paints want to pool on you. It's not a big deal if it happens. But we'll give this another go. Oh, I didn't realize that these were out of frame on you. Sorry about that. There we go. Now we're getting some texture on there. Do this last one. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and do our black shadow. Wherever I put the black again, I keep losing it. It's right there. Ooh, this one's almost out, so we'll have to grab another can from the back stock. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to let these dry. We're going to let the other ones dry, and we'll come back with doing some more work on these. All right, we're back. We let this dry a little bit. We're going to go ahead, just jump right back into it. where we were. So with this, we are going to go with a sort of a navy blue. This right here, they call this one Yankee. Give it a little shake up here, and just hit the backs, just like that. Let's get our background in there. We're not going to go too crazy because I'm going to go in there with a, hit my camera here. Get that out of the way. Don't overspray on those yet. And just like this. So there's those, and then we're going to go ahead in with, thinking just some regular old black. I got some, they call this techie black. It looks like any other black, it's black. Just to kind of model it out a little bit. The reason I'm using navy first is to kind of give it just a lighter theme, almost like a cold winter night. The sky's not quite all the way black. The stars are so bright that it illuminates the sky a little bit. Hit that with a little bit more right there, and that's just a little spot right there. So in the background here, we're going to use some red. So our space gas is going to be red. We're just going to fill it in there, nice and random, just like that. Then we're going to grab some neonish green, this stuff right here. Let's see how it's dropping paint on the ground. That's okay though. Just like that. We're looking for random on these. All right. So there's our background. We might go back in there with a little tiny bit of red just to bring it in a little bit more because we don't want the red to fade. We're going to grab our glitter paint, which, let's see, where did I put it? There it is. It's in a different spot. So we're just going to hit that with just a little bit of glitter here. We're also going to hit the back side of that with a little bit of, just like that. A little more glitter paint on there. And then we're going to grab a can of white here. This one's almost out. I got another can floating around somewhere. But it's okay that's almost out because we do a little bit of controlled spraying. By just lightly holding the cap, we get some nice stars shot right out of it. So I think I am going to do a little bit of a shine on the outsides of these. So we put our shadows in here on this side. So I'm going to come onto this side right here. We're going to spray right at these caps. All right, so just right at the cap. And all right, and the reveal on these. There's one. There's two. It got a little stuck, but that's okay. And there's three. I'm pretty happy with how those came out. Let me grab a knife here. Just pick that up. There's that. Pretty happy with how that came out. I think that'll make a good Christmas card. But first, last step we have to do here is I have to grab my clear coat. I got one that's got a little more juice to it than that. This one. So just, again, if you ever get this brand, it looks like it might be a silver or a black when you get it. Just make sure you're right clear, because I've made that mistake already. I'm just going to all the way up, over, and back down. And the clear coat really kind of just sets those colors in. It protects it, and it makes them pop a little bit, especially the glitter, the bits we put in there. It just kind of finishes it off. A lot of times I will wait to put my my clear coat on, but this time I didn't, obviously. And there we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to speed ahead, and I'll get working on those Christmas trees and that ornament. You'll be able to see that. I think I might do for the final shot after I do these one of these trees and this ornament is I might do a bunch of sorry, just getting a piece of paper here so this doesn't stick. It's gonna want to stick. There, I'll just do it right on there. See, one thing I forgot to do on this one is I forgot to do our shadows. So we're going to do the shadows real quick on it. And then we'll go and grab one of the trees. What was this? So as a last shot, that's all right. As the last shot, what I might do is just, I'm going to do a bunch of the 5x7s tonight. And I might lay all those out and just do a time lapse of me putting those together, just to end the video. And if you like that sort of thing, comment below. I'm happy to just put some time lapse videos up too. They're easy to edit and they don't take me much time. So we're gonna go ahead and put that back to the side. And we're gonna grab one of the trees and get cracking on that. So we'll grab this tree. Right there. All right, so we're going to grab our caps and stuff. And we're just going to start putting them back on. That. I don't remember what was what, but I'm making it up as I go a little bit. That looks like a good enough spot for that. That looks like it's a tiny one. This looks like it was a tiny one right here. This looks like it was one of these. Might not have been. And I apologize if it wasn't. Right here. And I think this was also a teeny tiny guy. Oop, dropped him. That might have been one of the shot glasses. Let's see. My shot glass will work fine right there. We'll go with that shot glass there. I'll put this one over here to even it out. There we go. So when you go to paint these are very light. I have a little cup full of rocks and some screws and stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and weight these down so they don't try to escape on us while we're doing our backgrounds, because then we got to do touch-up, and that just adds time. And doing touch-up hunched over isn't super fun, because this is a regular 6-foot table. I've got a slight lean on it with some 2x4s in the back. I should look into somehow raising these up. Okay, so now we're going to grab some smaller stones. So, try that again. Just to try to get them to stay. I don't want them blowing away on us. We'll grab one more. Okay, right here. You might not even hear what I'm talking about because I might time lapse right through it. So now that we did that, I'm noticing a little tiny bit of paint. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's like a little shiny bit. Let's see if we can scrape that up a little. It's a little dot of green. Yeah, we can get that out there. That'll work. It'll be a little less noticeable once we put our background colors on here. All right, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to grab our Hunter Green, which is a nice dark color here. They actually call this one Huey. I'm just going to hit the whole background with the whole painting is getting this green color. It's a nice Christmas tree color. It works really well. It's kind of like doing a space painting. I'm treating these like space paintings, which is the majority of what I know how to do. I've done some other stuff too. All right, so there's that. So in the background, we're going to start off, we're going to grab our glitter. Just need some glitter on this. We're just going to hit the back with some glitter. Now, you could leave it just at that. That's a nice, pretty sort of tree going on right there. But we're not going to leave it at that. We're going to go ahead in with some, I think we're going to use that silver and gold again, right? We're going to start with some gold, and we're going to go back and forth. Okay, you can also go in lines if you want, but this time I'm going to go back and forth and back. All right, I'm not going to do more than that on with that color. And then we're going to go opposite with some silver. So we're going to go back, forth, and bed down. And on top of that, we're going to grab a little bit of, I'm thinking maybe a little bit of, why don't we go with a little bit of this, this purple metallic. Just back and forth and back. We're going with yellow. I think yellow would be a nice poppy color for this, so just real quick on that. And of course, I have the light above changing colors on us a little bit, which is okay. Just a little bit of that. We're going to grab a little bit of orange. And orange is a good color to put on there too. It's going to cooperate with us a little bit. Doesn't have to be exact. Kind of have fun. Go, as Bob Ross would say, and go a little crazy. What the heck? Just a little bit. Follow that silver line with this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab that green again, if I can remember where I put it down, and we're just going to bring it back down a little bit. So that way it looks like the pine branches might be poking through all the color we just put on there. Right? And then we're just going to do some pressure control with some of the other colors. So we're going to use some orange here. We'll go with a little bit of yellow on there, just to kind of get it in there a little bit. Let's grab a little bit of red. Red's a good color for this. We're going to grab a cool color. We'll use a little bit of just some nice blue. This is a, they call this one Smurf. It's a very, very blue. Just kind of spray on there, just to get them on there a little bit. And then we're going to grab our glitter one more time. Just going to hit that up. Sometimes it is possible to do a little too much. Might be having a little too much fun. That's okay. You can always go back in, add a little bit of darker color just to calm it down a little bit. And there we go. I'm pretty happy with how that's looking now. I think I'm going to do a couple other colors of glitter. Let's see if I can remember what I've got. I've got some purple glitter paint. I'm just going to give that a shake. Just like that. Is that purple grape glitz? Ooh, this can. These cans are not happy cans. I probably won't be buying this size again. And I'll go like that. And then we're going to go back in with that glitter. Just hit it one more time. Just so that thing sparkles. And then I'm also going to grab our color shift. We have the rainbow color shift. I remember where I put it down. Everything's a little discombobulated because we're kind of in winter mode right now. There it is. And that's just going to add another layer to make those background colors pop a little bit more. Unfortunately, a lot of this, you won't see a ton of it over the camera, but we can try. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab our cups. So. Actually really happy with how this is turning out. This one I might have to do some touch up, but actually it's not too bad, so I think I'll leave it. There's that there. There's that there. See, this one got up underneath the bottom a little bit. Once we put the clear coat on there, it won't be as noticeable. There's that there. See, we got a little bit of orange on the top there. Not a huge deal, though. And there we go. Oh, where it is clear. So we're going to go ahead and just gonna hit this with some clear coat. Just to seal it all in there. Just like that. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to move our rocks and everything out of the way. Caps and everything. We're just going to go ahead and grab our palette knife again. And just scrape right underneath that and pick it up. So we're going to grab that ornament we were just working with. And put this back down. So we're just going to peel that up and get that out of the way. Peel that back, just like that. Get this back down, like so. So it's a little on the sticky side still, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to cover these up, like that, like this. Actually, this was a larger thing. This was a bowl, so we're going to go with our bowl right here. Like so. And then do our shot glass right here. So we use a different one. I don't want this one sticking. I've got a ton of them in here. Just got to find the right one. There we go. That one's dry. Like so. And just like before, we'll grab a rock just to hold a couple of these down. We don't want them flying up on us when we're trying to paint. So on the background of this one, like I was saying before, we're going to go with red. We're just going to do a nice deep red. Like that. Just right down. Just like that. Okay. Whew, that is red, isn't it? And like so. So before I proceed, I'm going to go ahead with our glitter paint. We're just going to hit the whole thing with the glitter paint just to make sure it stays nice and shiny, just like that. And on top of that, I'm going to do a stripe straight across with some yellow. Just straight across, just to start that highlight across the ornament. Just like that. Okay, and the next color we're going to use on top of that, we're going to go ahead with that guava. It's a nice, vibrant color. Just a quick stripe right between it. Just like that. Then on top of that, we're going to just hit it with that glitter one more time. And there it is. So we're going to go ahead and adjust the camera so you can see the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and do a reveal. There's that one there. There's this one. And then the last one right there. Okay, now I just got to seal it up. And at the very end of the video, I'll put these in a spot so you can see them, the finished products. Right now, this is kind of blending into the background. That's okay. There we go. Now grab our palette knife. We're just going to scoop her up, just like this. And there it is. Some nice detail on there. See how it sparkles just when I move it. It's picking up the lights from overhead, but that's okay. Now, if I'm not able to make another video before the holidays here, a very Merry Christmas to you and yours, from my wife and me to you and them. And as always, be kind to yourself. If you decide to do a little painting, have fun. Enjoy yourself. And as always, be kind. And we'll see you in the next one.